Okay, so next on the agenda, final angle of AEW Revolution. So you watched the final match, you were watching the last minutes of it. What did you think of... In fact, just set the scene, what happened. It was Jon Moxley and Adam Copeland, formerly Edge, fighting for the AEW World title, and then what happened?
I will say, I don't know where they were. You said they was in California?
LA, yeah.
LA. They had a good house. They had a good crowd. So we start in with this match. It was Cope versus what's his name? Moxley, Jon Moxley, and they were doing just the regular stuff. And all of a sudden, you see Edge come up, and he was signing a piece of paper.
Christian
signing a piece of paper. Now it goes to a triple threat match, and Moxley ends up beating basically both of them. And then he leaves the ring and he's going through the crowd, and he's supposed to be the heel, I guess, but he's really the baby face. People were liking him, patting him on the back, cheering him. And he didn't cheat to win. He didn't do nothing.
He overcame incredible odds, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it was actually, I don't know, any way you wanted to put it, but let me say the finish was flat. You didn't feel happy. And then he went back, and all of a sudden, he's going through, the big, like from the stands, you see the big, you could drive a truck through there, and Prince Nana comes out. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking and talking and talking, and and then some security guards run around. No, 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 and they were doing basically nothing. And all of a sudden, was it Swerve Strickland?
Mm-hmm.
He stood on top on one of those, side walls, and he dived off onto him and took him down. And then what happened from there?
It's pretty much that Swerve Strickland is now the number one contender. He won a match earlier in the day. And basically, there's two things to sort of pick up on that I wanted to ask you about. We'll go on the positive first. I don't know how much... I suspect you did a lot of it, because you always used to say, we book for cliffhanger and suspense. And the fact is that they actually set up a new contender at the pay-per-view for the next pay-per-view. And that's something that AEW never used to do, which at least I thought was laudable. That at least the next match a month in advance, which is something that AEW doesn't do all the time.
Well, they did. You do have a new challenger. That's apparent. Swerve Strickland. And it might be a good match. They still got some work to do. But if they can make that, sellable, I think you may have something with that match. But I don't think it did Edge and Christian any favors at all. And I guess have they had any matches yet or no?
Between them, I think they feuded briefly, and then they just sort of just drifted apart again. They've not had like anything too prolonged, I don't think. But
by this, they should be back together. So at least we came out instead of one match, you came out with two. So, but I heard that Moxley, he didn't really get heat. The people are liking him, and they were cheering him.
It's a very weird dynamic. The Death Riders have been doing the same thing for about 7 months. And
what do they do? Just go in there and beat people up?
Right. They're sort of like a really weird version of the NWO where, the NWO had a purpose. No one quite knows what the Death Riders' purpose is. And the other thing is that they never lose. And the third thing is that Jon Moxley always keeps the title in a briefcase. So we haven't seen the belt in 7 months or whatever it is. And just no one quite seems to know any of the reasons for any of these things.
Yeah, nobody knows why he keeps the belt in a briefcase. Does people see it?
Well, they see the briefcase, yeah, but they don't see the belt. So basically, he just carries around with,
it
like
could be,
accountant.
okay, just thinking ahead, It's the Fort Knox of wrestling belts.
Mm.
You don't know if the gold is there or not.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty soon, listen, now I'm saying this for a reason. Elon Musk is going to tour Fort Knox, and we're going to find out if there's gold in there or not. Now, can you imagine if there's no gold in there?
Do you think Tony Khan could book Elon Musk to tour the suitcase?
Well, he maybe. I don't know. He's got a lot of money. He doesn't have as much money as Musk has, though.
No.
You know what Musk, they say how much he's worth? It's like 400 billion something. He's the richest man in the world.
Yeah, it's an exhausting amount.
How can you be worth $400 billion?
That's capitalism, baby. Capitalism and an unimaginable head start in life.
Unimaginable head start.
Yes.
Why is it unimaginable?
Oh, because
it happened. If it happened.
Well, one, it happened, but two, he was born into wealth anyway. There's not that many billionaires that are born into poverty and then make it. I mean, what can I tell you? Right.